Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all.
Selena Writers says Netflix series disrespected the singer and the staff.
I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version.
This just dropped. This is by Yvonne Villarreal, staff writer. What was supposed to be Gladys Rodriguez's dream job began in early 2019. The TV writer, then 37, received a call about consulting on a new Netflix series focused on the life of Tejano pop star sensation Selena Quintanilla. Having a hand in retelling the story of a cherished Latino icon who achieved the American dream for the biggest streaming platform in the world, of course Rodriguez had to be a part of it. Anything for Selena, or so she thought.
That's better.
I should have seen these red flags from the beginning, says Rodriguez. Oh my God. Selena, the series follows the rise of a young Mexican-American singer from the Southwest who leaned on her roots and learned Spanish phonetically to sing Tejano music, achieving mainstream success that endured long past her untimely death in 1995. Yeah, well, she was murdered. She was killed. That is tragic. It's an intrinsically American story that seemed primed to join Netflix's roster of big-budget U.S. originals. Instead, it was ordered as a Latin American original with a modest budget to match, well under $2 million per episode, according to multiple sources, for a period drama with specific costume, makeup, and set needs. The Crown, by comparison, cost a reported $13 million per episode to launch. Wow.
Come on, y'all.
Whoa. So a little under $2 million
It's like, yeah, but isn't this the unplugged
compared to the 13 million of The Crown. Increíble. Increíble. The show sort of experienced what Selena experienced, says Henry Robles, who served as a co-executive producer of the series. From the beginning, she wanted to sing in English, but people didn't know what to do with her. The music industry didn't know how to categorize her, or they expected certain things from her because she was Mexican American. It's similar to the show. A spokesperson for Netflix told The Times that the Latin American Originals team actively pursued the project and ordered Selena to series because of the singer's continuing popularity in Mexico. The Writers Guild of America states rules for minimum rates of writer compensation on streaming series based on episode length, episode budget, and the number of subscribers to the platform. Because Selena's budget fell below the Guild's then threshold of $2.5 million per episode for 1 hour high-budget series on platforms with more than 20 million subscribers, a category that includes much of Netflix's programming, different Writers Guild rules for minimum pay applied. This enabled the production to negotiate writers' pay lower than the high-budget minimum set by the Writers Guild. Multiple Selena staffers who did not want to discuss their pay publicly in absolute terms disclosed that they made between 30 and 50% per week less than working on the series, which was filmed in Mexico, than a typical equivalent roles on those produced in the U.S. Netflix, man, what the F? I don't get why there has to be disrespect towards Selena. Let's continue. A Netflix spokesperson said the company believes the writers were compensated fairly based on quotes negotiated by their U.S. representation.
Let the guest play. Come on, jeez.
The pay was startling. The pay was especially startling, the writer said, given the demanding schedule, which took a page from the telenovela workflow. They were expected to complete the 2 seasons, totaling 18 episodes in roughly 20 weeks, a time frame more typical for turning around 8 to 10 episodes. The schedule was eventually extended by 4 months. That's because of the coup. Their love for Selena, the writer said, drove them to take the job despite the low wages. All expressed frustration at the disrespect. But all expressed frustration at the disrespect They say they had felt being underpaid and overworked for a series that quickly dominated Netflix's own top 10 charts in 23 countries following its December 2020 release. 23, they were number one. Though Netflix does not disclose total viewership numbers, it says half of Selena's audience came from the US, where it spent its first week in the streamer's number one spot. Quote, we knew Selena the series would be a huge hit, so we were very sad and when we pitched it to several traditional networks in Hollywood and no one bought it. Jaime Davila, president, co-founder of Compañero Entertainment, which produced the series, said in a statement to The Times, when Netflix came into the picture, we were thrilled that the biggest global platform saw the potential of a series about a cultural icon whose reach transcends borders and cultures. Okay, really quick, guys. Remember, the official Netflix statement was that Selena was still popular just in Mexico. Mind frame. Mexican mind frame. This is how you are treated by the biggest platform. This is how you're paid by the biggest platform. You're not that big. You're just big in Mexico. She was just number one in the States. Bullshit. That television show was number one in 23 different countries at the same time. Number one. I'm glad this is getting out because I had heard about their treatment. Not only the writers, but the actors. So I'm very happy. I'm not happy what they went through, but I'm happy that this happened. Rodriguez, who was credited as co-executive producer on the series, says she feels like she has a bit of PTSD from the show. I feel like our work was cheapened from the start. We were never given a fair chance. Representation is what we want, but it goes beyond that. We want to be treated equally. Ah! What do you mean? Representation is not equality?
Alright, listen, y'all.
This is what happens when you play the game in Hollywood and you're not going and doing your thing independently. And it's so hard for independent directors, productions to keep doing what they do and have a soul and have creative control and it can be something and can be proud of a product. You can't sustain that independently. Talk to director Kenneth Castillo. He cannot do it independently forever. Got 7 independent films. Danny Trejo. It's just so difficult. Here at the Latino Rant, Slant, Thunder Rant, maybe we'll become a production house. And with all your money, we will start producing shorts. I'm going to talk to Mexican Iron Man about it. Speaking of, for $5. 1, see my comment in stream above. 2, I'm fracking triggered by the pay scale. Yeah, it's pretty jacked up. But Paulie, the Mexican people need less money because, we are Mexican. Fracking, nope. Please describe how soap opera film shoots are more grueling than TV movies. Well, that was just described right there because, the novella, they don't stop filming. They never stop filming. The schedule is completely grueling. The scripts and sets change every day. And you're looking at an order of 80 to 100 episodes.
All right, listen.
For a one long story.
Just go ahead and let the guests be.
So they wanted to try to cheapen that for this Selena thing. And that's in Latin America. So I think what they were thinking, Netflix, was that, we'll pay them Latin American prices, but we're going to get this. They don't get the Crown treatment. They get the Drown treatment. 13 million per episode for the Crown. A little under 2 million for Selena. And Selena was like the biggest hit of the year. Thank you for that. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Don't believe the hype. Learn from it, though. Learn from it. Yep. Well, schedules are mad. Okay, let's go on. And then all in the name of representation. You need to watch that shit, guys. Showrunner Moises Zamora calls experience a learning lesson. The fact that we were able to get 14 Latino writers to take on this thing with all the challenges we face, my goal is to continue making the case that our stories are worth telling. Of course, Moises. That is not in question. Never in question. Everyone has a story. Everyone's story should be told. They deserve as much as any other production, he says. I'm really proud that we got to make an incredible show given what we were given. That's the showrunner.
Listen, y'all,
telling you this.
Let's go ahead and let the guest play. Come on. Jeez.
And that's a very, you got to read in between the lines of what Homeboy said, right? Because it's a very politically correct answer, statement. Moises, man, continued success, brother. Continued success.